Well, we're back.
Well, we're back, or welcome back. We debated on that the whole way here.
Ryan is the master debater.
Yes, okay. Slightly off subject. Where are we today, Richard?
We are at Lovey Salon in
Spa in Corolla, North Carolina. We are all the way on the east shore of North Carolina.
the East Shore.
Eastern
Differently
Shore.
than where we normally are. We're
Just in case you don't know where we're at. Yeah,
Just a little
we're
north.
getting haircuts. We might need them.
Mm-hmm. So we're here with the ever-talented Alicia.
Yes.
Hey
I
there.
can't see her. She's behind me.
Where did my cell phone go? That has all the cue notes
You're
on
sitting.
it.
You're sitting on it. And you're here with...
I'm here with Panda Daniels.
Banda.
voice cracks.
Banda. I got
Okay,
rods
okay.
in Atlanta.
Okay.
I can't help it. Every time I think of you, I say it 100 times.
That's great.
Yeah, he's definitely said that joke a million times in the car ride. Anywho, okay, so let's.
Yeah, you guys are good to
you
start.
guys-
We're
yeah, just
gonna
go.
talk about you a little later.
Might have to move this mic.
You guys do your thing. Look at you guys in your matching capes.
This is perfect. I feel so worldly and
Seize
travel-y.
the day, hooked on beauty.
I'm hooked on beauty.
Love
See?
it.
Ryan loves a good beauty show.
So Rich, what have you been up to the last couple weeks?
Oh, just been shooting like a fool, honestly. Weddings, engagements, family sessions on the beach. It's been a little ridiculous.
I heard something about your food being fingered at your wedding,
So we'll start off with a funny story.
or something along
You're gonna
those
like
lines.
this. All right. This is a true story. This happened to me like 3 days ago.
I'm scared, but
I'm at a prestigious golf course shooting a wedding, and they let everybody start to eat. They take our food to like a little like sit down nook room, like out in the lobby of this country club, and this old lady who I think was a guest at the wedding starts talking to us like, "Hey, it's weird." It's not like I'm like, "Okay, this lady's talking to us."
That's pretty weird.
She starts like talking to us, and then she grabs my partner Tom's phone. Partner in business, not partner in
Business
life.
partner.
Like
Okay.
Ryan. Yeah. Ryan's my life partner.
Clear
and
that air.
then what happens is she grabs Tom's phone, dials 911. Like she just grabs it off the table, dials 911, and starts telling this like crazy elaborate story about how her car is stolen and how the police need to recover it. So it's a little crazy. I find it highly entertaining and maybe good podcast material. So what I do, I'm sorry, I keep turning, Alicia. So
Stop moving your head. Do you want a good haircut or do you want a shitty haircut?
Anyway. Oh gosh, I did it again. So what happens is we're sitting there eating, and she's like talking about my food a lot. And it's a little interesting. And then this old lady with grandma fingers just reaches into my food and grabs some of it with her hands and just starts eating my vendor meal with her hands. So I'm like, and the videographer I've never met there is like, "Bro, do you know that old lady?" And I'm like, "No." And Tom's just laughing. He thinks it's hilarious. Come to find out, she is a member at the golf course, wasn't invited to the wedding. And she's a little crazy. So I had a crazy lady finger my chicken at my last wedding.
And this wasn't Holly, right? Holly wasn't working.
No, Holly was not working with
Okay,
me.
okay.
She's usually the crazy
sure.
lady that fingers my chicken.
Okay, well, that's enough with fingering chickens.
I love a chicken finger.
Yeah, we had kind of like a pretty low key last couple weeks. Had a wedding the day before July 4th at the aquarium. That was pretty cool. And yeah, the
Wedding
4th of
nightmare.
July had a little party at our house, a pool party, a mini pool party. And yeah, that was pretty much my last 2 weeks. Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy.
I wasn't fondled or my chicken wasn't handled. Or
It was the craziest thing. As it was happening, I was like, I'm so glad I have new material for the podcast because I was running out of stories. So
I mean, I want to believe that story.
just be inappropriate all the time and you'll have plenty of stories. That's my rule of life. What's next, Mose?
Let's see. So what we are going to be talking about today are basically how having a positive attitude at a wedding can be life-changing. And why is that, Richard?
Well, let's first we have guests with us, Alicia.
Yes,
Let's
queue up our guests.
How is having a good attitude affect your job or affect a wedding day?
Well, I feel that it's so important, especially just because we're almost, they wake up in the morning and they start their day with us. We're usually getting there to start hair and makake early in the day.
So that's how brides start your days with you.
Typically. So we show up, whether we have a bottle of champagne,
Hair and makeup.
whether we pick up some coffee, and we're sometimes starting services at 7 a.m., 7:30. So I think it's really important to set the tone for the day.
So you're dealing with a lot of hungover brides.
Yes, most of the time. And you always feel bad because you walk in and no one wants to ever go first. You always have to just kind of.
It's like the least favorite bridesmaid friend goes first.
Right, it's always like,
just sit down and let's start.
Yeah, she's it, not me.
All right, so you walk in the door and you're like, okay, who's your least favorite friend? And you're like, okay, we're starting with that.
Basically, and then I make eye contact and I'm like, you with me. I think it's our time. And and so I think it just really sets the tone for the whole day to just kind of keep the positive vibrations just on the up.
I would totally agree. Like we've had a couple weddings, like Alicia hasn't been there. It's been someone else. And like, it's definitely started off rough. Maybe they weren't happy with their first go around, like makeup wise or hair wise. And like, it had to be redone. And that just adds to the fire. So yeah, definitely having a good team there early to start is crucial.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's really important to us when we work with the bridal party that they really feel like themselves and that they feel confident, and just bring out that side in them, and just ensure that they're happy with their look and they're not feeling like they're from some 1995 prom.
Amen.
Then
that makes my job easier too.
What's wrong with a blowout?
Definitely. No, I mean, it's not bad. Hey, to each his own.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's good too. Like, I remember I was headed to a wedding, and I had to pick up something from a friend of mine. He was a great photographer, and I was like obviously in a bad mood. It was like hot and sucky out, and like he could tell I wasn't like stoked on the wedding, and he looked right at me and said, "These pictures are not going to be good unless you change your attitude."
Boom, roasted.
And I was like, "Oh wow, I need to be happy." So now I just try to be happy. And I surround myself.
See, and
with
where would you be
positive
if
people.
Top 5 hadn't given you that advice?
It was David Molnar. He's like top 1. So,
Boom, roasted.
Just correct that.
boom, fix it.
So let's get into it, Alicia, Panda. Panda, I'm going to ask you first.
Banda.
We're going to hear that all
rods in
day
there.
long. Okay.
Trust me. I'm used to it.
Craziest wedding story.
Ooh, think about it.
Ooh.
We can talk professionally as you think of a story.
Okay.
You guys have had to have some like crazy wedding hair stories.
Why am I racking my brain on this one? Are you too, Panda?
Kind of.
Is it weird to say that it's...
Maybe we block them out a
I
little
feel
bit.
like majority of them, it's really great. Like we end up leaving feeling like, oh my god, we loved them. And
Oh, I got one.
You showed up in the
Oh,
bride's
good.
hair. It's like
I
I
shade.
got one, and this one was my bad. So,
Nice.
Yes.
so I can say it and not feel
Go
like
for
I'm
it.
outing
Go
somebody. So this was back in Raleigh, and a longtime client of mine, he brought his fiance in to meet me and like get her hair done and stuff. We did the trial run. She loved it. So I get there the day of, and I am loading all my stuff up in my bag to take up to the room in the hotel, the Sheraton downtown. And I realize that I have about 25 bobby pins for 8 girls. And the bride has the most ridiculously thick hair.
Oh, man.
So I go, I'm like, oh my God, I'm freaking out. Like, what do I do? Nothing is open this early. So I go to the hotel, the little store down there. They have 1 pack of bobby pins. Of course I buy those. And
For
I
$8.
somehow, yeah, basically. So I never mentioned it to them. I'm like strategically
Totally faking it.
placing bobby
Yeah.
pins. These girls, when they took their hair down, had pin curl clips. Like they had every kind of clip I could hide in their hair and then use the bobby pins on the outside. Nobody ever knew anything about it. And it
Until
worked
now. Are
perfectly.
you watching this now?
She's still my client. So.
Boom, she killed it. You killed it under pressure.
And
That's what it's all
that
about.
kind of segues into one
But you
of
talk
our
about
talking
just like
points.
sweaty. You're just like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hire a professional. That's one reason. Like a professional with not the right tools is better than somebody with the right tools that has no idea what they're doing. Would you agree?
In a sense.
Well, I'm saying, think about it,
I would say
Kendall.
a poor craftsman blames his tools.
Boom. Boom. There you go.
But I do agree that you need good tools to, I mean, it definitely helps.
A good tools help, but I mean, a good mechanic can work on your car with like a 1 ratchet set. Think about like related to photography, like you could give your mom like a 1DX Mark II and a 50 Prime, and
Very
you could
true.
give yourself an XTI with a kit lens, and you're gonna kill it. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, Richard.
It's like hard to look at you and not look at you. Like
I'm like,
I have no idea if
I'm
it's
side
eyes.
glaring at you.
Look at it through the hair just flowing over his eyes. Speaking of tools and bridal story, Panda inspired a memory that I have.
Yes.
I think it was one of my, I would call bridal, I don't want to say it was a bridal nightmare, but it was.
Bridal
out there.
hell?
Okay, it was intense.
All
I was
brides are great.
definitely sweating. So I was being flown to Aruba to do a wedding.
Heck yeah.
And I arrived to Aruba, and I obviously had to check a bag because I had a ton of product that was,
Over 3 ounces.
I couldn't carry it on, exactly. So I get there, and I'm trying to be positive as I see the baggage claim and the belt just circle and circle, and everyone's leaving happy, and here I am standing alone. No bag. So I'm like, it's all good. I mean, it didn't fall out of the sky. It's got to be somewhere. So basically, the whole trip in Aruba, I didn't have any of my stuff. They didn't find my bag until the morning of the wedding, and I had 8 girls to do their hair for. And so basically that morning I woke up and I I basically walked around all the resort, and I got a ton of these Arubian gels and random bobby pins and whatever I could find in the store in the hotels. And I made it happen with all of that. And I asked all the girls from the bridal party to surrender their tools so I could have as much as I could to work with. And then the best part about it is right when I went to work on the bride, I got a call from the front desk saying that all my stuff had arrived.
That is awesome.
Oh, that's all. So you ended up having it.
For her, just for her.
That's cool.
That's who matters anyway. Who cares about the whiny bridesmaid who wants to look better than the bride?
I mean, honestly, let's be honest.
I mean, for real.
Let's be real. Let's be real.
There's always one's bridesmaid who I'm so glad you're not the bride. You know what I mean?
And that kind of goes into basically killing it under pressure, Richard. Would you agree?
I perform better under pressure. Like if I only have 10 minutes to
that
do
includes
something,
in the bedroom.
Yeah. That's what she said. Or he said.
How much pressure?
Just enough. She's losing it back here. True story. Thank you for that. Pat my nose. If I have 10 minutes to do something that should take 30, I usually kill those 10 minutes. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. I just operate better with a little bit of pressure and stress. I mean, I've worked with some people, like when it gets stressful, they kind of shut down. Like I'm flight, not fright.
I would
sense.
totally agree with that. Yeah, we've had multiple times where we've been given an hour after the ceremony, and that's awesome. And then we've had times where they're like, okay, we've got 10 minutes, and then we've got to be at the reception. I'm like, and like literally we've shot so much and slayed so hard that it's like, how did we even do that in 10 minutes? It's like a different mindset.
You don't even need to book us for 5 hours. You can just book us for 1.
Book us for 1 hour, and we'll
We'll
cram
get
it all in. Exactly.
I can usually cram it all in 1 hour.
No joke. We had a wedding, and it was like we don't do many small ones, but we shot one. It was 3 hours, and we shot almost 3,000 photos in 3 hours.
How small is that package? How small is your package?
My package is pretty small.
Yeah. It was like 1 hour. Is it like a 1 hour gig?
No, it was a 3-hour gig, and yeah, almost 3,000 photos in 3 hours. It was. When I was dumping that, I was like, oh my God, Rachel, we're almost at 2,000 photos. She's like, wait, this is the last card. I was like, yeah, it put us at like 2,800 some in 3 hours.
Call that down to 50.
Yeah, we called it. I mean, I was like, it needs to be called down to 300, and like, I think we got it to like 500. Like there were so many really good ones. They were stoked. Oh yeah, they were over stoked. But yeah.
What else you got there, pot now?
So. Going into that, Rich, typically with a wedding, what would you wear? What do you wear to a wedding? What's appropriate?
I've kind of been through a bunch of different Coleman Shots outfits, if that makes sense.
Take us back to year one.
Year one, I had polos embroidered.
What color were they? Blue?
They were black, and
they were black.
I had blue, and they were white embroidery.
Oh, blue with white embroidery.
And they were polos, and I just sweat like I had man boob sweat all over the polos.
There's nothing better than a sweaty man boob photographer.
And it's like your back is wet, and your boobs. That's
it's like maybe it was like a heart-shaped back sweat.
Yeah.
So it was like the day of love, and it worked out.
And then I switched to like some black Izod button downs, and then recently I found the Under Armour shirt, which is phenomenal, if that makes sense. And then I use Izod golf pants, And I've recently, because of Ryan Moser, switched to Tom's, black Tom shoes, and they are comfy. And as a friend of mine once said, he does not do anything in the wedding business. He said, look like $1 million, charge $1 million.
Boom, roasted.
So, now, Ryan, what do you wear?
So I'm going to totally vouch for the Toms. Like, it was my first pair. I bought them in Nashville. Like, needed a pair of shoes. Like, went to get my normal all-black Vans, and they didn't have them. So I was like, I guess I'll go with these Toms. Like, they look cool, whatever. And, like, literally, we shot, like, I was on my feet, like, for, like, 12 hours in those shoes.
And then
we went to an after party. And, like, I was in those shoes for, like, 16 hours, and my feet felt awesome. And since then, I've worn Toms to weddings, and they've been phenomenal. But I'm also all black. I used to rock, like, it was, like, khaki and a white shirt, and that was just, awkward.
Tell the story.
What's the story?
The story where you shot with somebody. You showed up to second shoot with somebody you've never second shot with.
Yes. So I second shot with somebody I'd never worked with. And it was an interesting experience. But anywho, like, midway through, the guy looks over at me. He's like, so what's with the all black? Like, I don't get that.
Are you a waiter or are you going to a funeral?
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. And I was just like, I mean, it's what works for me. No. No, I didn't say that. Sorry.
So what you're saying is it's pretty much better to, like, blend in than it is to look like a Tommy Bahama Cabana Boy.
Yes. Yeah, for me, the Hawaiian shirt and the khaki cargo shorts just don't do it. But that's for me.
Well, let's bring the ladies back into this. So, you guys do a lot of weddings, some with us, a lot without us.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on, like, attire for professionals that you pretty much only see us, photographers, and maybe a caterer?
Sure.
Like, talk to us a little bit about the difference, if that makes sense, and, like, what you think looks better.
Yeah, I mean, Panda, I don't know how you feel, but I think you guys look pretty fresh to death when you show up in all black.
Yeah.
The photographers.
It's very ninja-like.
And you know who's who. I mean, not, aside from the giant camera that's in front of your face.
Well, aside the fact that we look like twins.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I'm going so, like, crazy with my hair today, maybe. Semi-crazy.
I think as long as you guys are dressed, you two are dressed the same, you could be in pinstripe suits and I think it would look awesome.
Boom.
We should have done that.
I know.
I really can't move my mouth.
No, you are kind of in a
danger zone.
That's always the fun area right there.
Ryan, you're going to have to take this convo over because Rich is tied up.
So, yeah, the all black is great because you blend in. I mean, it's definitely easier to, if you're in someone else's shot or if I have a second shooter and I'm in their shot or they're in my shot, it's definitely less obtrusive than, like, a big yellow shirt. Like, I mean, that's all you'd see. So, I mean, it's nice. The all black just blends in really well.
Definitely. I mean, as opposed to the Tommy Bahama style. You know what I mean?
I do like my Tommy Bahama occasionally when I'm in Barbados on my yacht.
Right.
Sailing away.
When the mood strikes.
When the mood strikes, exactly.
I like that.
Okay, Richard. So, I don't know. Alicia, actually, this question's more geared towards you. We're in Lovey's.
Okay.
What is Lovey's for people that are watching and have no freaking clue?
Oh my goodness. How do I begin to describe the experience in the words? Well, I would say that it is a place where you come to feel inspired and to feel loved, and I think that we have the right women involved to make that happen. I think it's a place to feel at home and comfortable, and
it's pretty much the only drama-free hair salon I've ever been in my whole life.
That's my favorite thing about it.
Okay,
One of my favorite things.
Yeah, I think it's really important to us to provide a space that feels just really good to be in, that makes you want to come and get your hair cut or want to have a massage, and just self-care and self-love becomes easy if it's a place that feels inviting. There you go.
I would totally agree with that.
Yeah, you guys can get a cold beer sometimes when you get a haircut.
The juice jar.
Have a glass of champagne. We can order lunch for you at the juice jar.
It's like the coolest little quaint. Holly, come here. Holly, this is your first time here. What are your thoughts on Lovey? This is your first. This is Holly's first
Holly, talk
on
to
on
us.
air.
It's really cozy.
It
and
is
I feel
really
like I'm at
cozy.
home.
Yes, I'm
Like,
ready.
I just want to. I want to live
I gotta
here.
hold really still here.
Can I just like sleep in this little chair right
Yes,
here?
move in. No, we'll literally have you, Holly. You're a part of the team.
Holly's in.
Holly is in.
Thank God I got rid of her. Thank you, Jesus. Look at me.
May I trim the brow?
Trim my eyebrow. I have like an old man whisker going
I
on.
just see one brow that could go.
I get that from my. I blame my father.
You can't bring Dick Coleman into this.
Big
Bring
dick.
Big Dick into
Big
this.
dick in. Big dick is in. The big dick is in.
Oh my God. It's just barber talk. It's just how it goes.
Yep. You could tell the story, Alicia, just for giggles about the last time I had my haircut here. You were wearing corduroys. That's all I'm gonna say.
I hate that I'm saying this out loud, honestly. But I don't
This might be our first explicit episode, so I'm ready for it. Go.
It's explicit because, I mean, for some reason that day I was wearing corduroy shorts.
First time ever.
First time ever. I mean, they were cool,
No, but-
high-waisted, cut-offs. And as I'm finishing up with Rich's haircut, beard trim, whatever you want to call it, I look down and I just see a massive amount of hair in the pubic region.
In the genital area.
So it's basically
A Rich Coleman bush.
on the outside of my pants. An exterior bush in the perfect spot, if you know what I'm saying. And so
It's okay to laugh.
I had to bring it up because there's no denying.
It was like had a little bit of ginger in it.
It did.
Yeah.
There
was-
no,
it was-
there
it was
no
legit.
denying that, you know.
Background guess, it's okay.
Banda. Banda. So yeah, me and Ryan travel like a good 30, 40 minutes to get our haircut just because of the vibe here. And that goes back into
Good vibes only.
Good vibes only. True story.
And guys, we appreciate having you so much. It's always a good time. We always look forward to it.
We can't come in together anymore because we just giggle like little boys.
Yeah, that happened once, and it was just a laugh fest. It was pretty wild.
I'm trying to clean up his beard, and you guys are making eye contact in the mirror. And
Ryan, he likes to stare at me.
Yeah.
And he pokes me a lot. It's so weird.
he pokes me.
It gets weird. I don't even know.
He's lost that. My favorite thing to do is get Moser like mumbling over there. Now, true story. We talked about this before. How everybody thinks me and Ryan are twins. This girl right here cutting my hair right now got so confused, and to this day, every now and then, still gets confused about who's who.
I don't know what my deal is. I can't be the only one.
No, I had a meeting yesterday where I was dealing with a wedding decorator, and I'm talking to her for an hour. And then at the end of it, she's talking to the bride and groom, and she's like, "Well, his wife plans weddings, or used to." And I was like, "I'm not Ryan. I'm Rich." And and it was like,
Dude, I had that happen this weekend. The DJ was like, "Hey, Rich, where you guys setting your lights up?" And I was like, "Bro, it's Ryan, but I'm gonna set my lights up right over here." He's like, "Wait a minute, what?"
who was the DJ?
Yeah.
That's
It
awesome.
was Matt's guy.
Oh, that's so funny. He's really nice.
Yeah, he's super nice. I can't think of his name.
If I'm ever really screwed and like can't be at a wedding or like I'm having a kid in September, I'm just totally gonna send Ryan. The bride.
Yeah, I'll just-
the
They'll
bride
never
will
know.
I'll just
know.
go there, fill in, and make inappropriate jokes.
Yeah. Am I that inappropriate?
It's that easy.
Who's more inappropriate, Alicia, Ryan or I?
Oof, that's a tough one.
Ryan's more inappropriate, but like keeps us cool.
He's secretly inappropriate. And you're
I just say what I feel.
Like more blatantly.
I'm just
Yes.
thinking dirty thoughts right now. That's all I'm thinking.
You don't know what's going on in that head over there, but this I do know what's going on in this one. Speaking of, you guys are looking fresh.
This is feeling good. I'm loving it.
We forgot to take a before picture.
Oh,
Mother
my
lover.
Well, we got like before video footage.
Holly steel clip.
We'll
make
just
it high
time lapse
res.
the mess out of this, and
That would be cool with the wide shot. Have you had to stop that wide shot at all? Okay. We'll just splice it together. You'll never know. I'm excited about the shampoo. I'm not gonna lie, as
I
a
was
man,
just
that is my
thinking that.
favorite part.
Of course, it's your favorite part. It's everybody's favorite part.
Sometimes this is an inside secret. I'll wear hair product to Lovey's, so they have to wash my hair before, cut my hair, and then wash it afterwards. True story.
yeah, I'm nicer than that. I usually don't do that. I shower and I come in with a fro.
truth comes out.
All right, so are we ready for?
Let's get this. You know, guys, you know my
Shampoozle.
track record with the whole hair falling things. Look, and now it's yours.
Oh, look at that bush.
See?
You got a shrubbery, a pant shrubbery.
A pant shrubbery.
Pant shrubbery. So we are going to continue this in the shampoo room.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah,
We're back again.
We're back again. Now, where are we now, Richard?
Well, Ryan's about to get wet with his hair. I'm about to get my hair washed. I don't even know what's going on in my hair right now, but it feels great.
We're in the Lovey's Lather Lounge.
Lovey's Lather Lounge.
It's amazing back here.
I would like to just kind of wrap up by saying how great it is to work with Lovey's. I'm going to say something. I don't know if it's a compliment, but Lovey's crew is the fastest and best hair crew. Like we deal with a lot with other people. You guys tend to.
I would agree that you guys are
more
always
people.
on like pin. Yeah, you guys are always like right on time with like getting there and starting and finishing up. Like
The first time I ever did a wedding with you, I walked in and the bride's hair wasn't done. So like internally, I was freaking out a little bit, and then like 5 minutes later, she looked like a front of a magazine, like a Vogue cover shot. I was like,
that was the bride you got in the magazine. No, I don't know.
I'm like, oh yeah.
Totally.
I love that. That's such an awesome compliment, and I can't even tell you how excited we get when we see you guys come in. We're like, Ryan. Yeah.
Wait.
You together.
Who am I, Panda? Who am I?
Right.
No.
She wasn't. I know.
No, I am Ryan.
Tricked
It's
you.
all good. It's all good.
God.
This is why people get you confused.
I know.
Dude, there's people I've known my whole life that will see Ryan at a bar and then just start talking to him like it's me.
And most of the time I just go with it.
He goes with it. So then they'll call me later and be like, "Hey man, I saw you at Lucky 12 the other
I've
night."
booked so many weddings that way. It's been awesome.
There's people that have known me and my father my whole life that talk about my brother. And I'm like, did we just hide Ryan for 30 years and
Totally.
he never came to a family function or a cookout?
And I think Big Dick likes me, right?
Who?
I feel like he does.
Who?
Big Dick.
Big Dick loves you.
Just wanted to say that again.
Big Dick. It's like Cards Against Humanity.
Oh man. Good times.
So, Richard, let's talk about the next podcast. What are we doing?
You don't have to scream, bro.
So, Richard, let's talk about the next podcast.
The next podcast, we're having a guest. Finally, it's actually happening.
We've actually got a guest. We wrangled up one more person.
Yep, David Molinar will be on the show.
The David Molnar will be coming live from Coleman Schatz Studios.
Coleman Schatz too, or we might go to his house. Why not?
Why not?
Shout out to David Molnar. Shout out to Lovey's.
Shout out to Why Not Pizzeria in Norfolk.
Norfolk.
Norfolk. Yeah, how do you say that?
Where are we
don't
at?
know.
What town are we in right now?
Depends on the day.
Corolla.
So it's
Thank
not
you.
Corolla.
It's not a Toyota.
Corolla.
It's not a Toyota.
My favorite is like correcting people and them not knowing. They're like, "So what's the best place to eat?" In
I've corrected people and
Corolla?"
they'll still say Corolla. I'm like, okay, whatever.
I guess in that case, we'd be an historic Corolla.
Historic Corolla.
Historic Corolla.
That's like a 1988 version.
It is. It's exactly what it is.
Like an AE 86.
My phone's ringing. My watch is vibrating.
Cool, yeah. So David's coming on. I think we mentioned him before. David's done a lot of like crazy big stuff. He's done stuff for Pepsi. He's
Commercial
done stuff
photographer from
March of
Nashville.
Dimes. Dude's been all over. He's done stuff for, I mean, just big artists too. Colton Dixon. I mean, I think he shot Colton's wedding too, didn't he?
He did.
Right? Yeah. So yeah, so we're
So.
super pumped to have David on. It should be a lot of fun. Yeah, Richard, are you in a hurry?
No,
you got a
I'm just,
meeting?
it just feels good. It just
feels
so
good. Yeah, he's falling asleep over there.
This is the best part. Like the haircuts look great, but this is by far the best.
See, my
part.
favorite part is the conditioner
Oh yeah.
because it like I don't know what kind of
Feels
conditioner. It's amazing. It's the best part.
Your head feel kind of cool, Rich.
Like
It
a
does.
tingly.
I actually try to find like all the tingly stuff to buy for my house.
Perfect.
What is that? What is the tingle? What is that tingle I feel, Alicia?
Tea tree oil. The tingle that you feel.
Tea tree, bro.
Ryan,
That's what it is.
what's that tingle that Ryan's feeling right now?
Here, Ryan, why don't you tell us what that tingle is?
The tingle and the dingle. No, not to.
Oh,
okay,
there's the
whatever.
Holly laugh. Holly, we're gonna have to cut that out.
Yeah, Holly, we're gonna have
I
to cut
love
that.
laugh. Don't ever let it go.
Oh my gosh.
Look at her. She's dying over there.
Oh,
We told her, like, we were so mean to her the first podcast. We're like, all right, Holly, this is real.
You gotta be
cannot-
quiet. You can't
cannot
laugh.
on camera
That's the reason I can't have my wife here. I mean, it would just she'd be eyeing me the whole time, laughing at me.
in a seductive way.
oh my God, that's funny.
Sweet.
Well, I've got broads in Atlanta. I've got broads in Corolla. Benda.
Just kidding.
We'll leave the towel on
How
for the-
moist are you?
for the shot.
I'm a little moist back there, but that's nothing
I
new.
can't tell if it's sweat or she got you wet.
You can use that one.
She definitely got me wet.
Well, you know, I like to do a thorough job.
Lovey's and Crawl.
Lovey's and Crawl.
Definitely check it out. Unlike
Wait,
anything
wait,
you've
that-
ever
that- wait,
experienced.
Paul, are we? Is that salty?
Oh my
That's
God.
like salty. What is that? I love it.
This is called Brooklyn Beach Hair. And we have it here at Lovey.
That's how you got your start. You're from? Did you work in New York?
Smells
I
amazing.
did. I lived in New York, in the city before I moved here, and I actually came across this product in a random little shop in Brooklyn, hence the name, and I've been obsessed ever since.
Hashtag I love Brooklyn. That's like my favorite.
It smells and like feels amazing. Like
It does.
Is it for men or is it for anybody?
It's for anybody with hair.
Great. Yeah, I like it.
So it gives it a nice texture, like ocean hair, but without the sticky.
sweet.
And it has some essential oils in it that smell really nice, and gives it a good kind of lived-in texture. It's not, you don't feel like you have a bunch of goop in your hair.
Well,
It's good for volume
the
as well.
sexiest I feel is when I come out of the ocean. I mean, and I'm not wearing a shirt, but my hair just looks great.
Well, if you'd like to
sometimes.
take your shirt off, you're welcome to.
Topless Rich is definitely a sight.
You're welcome.
Amen.
When Ryan takes his shirt off, I see stars
That's true.
because he has tattoos.
That's very true. I'm not taking.
We all want to see it. So
I'm not taking my shirt off right now.
What's your star?
No.
Uh,
So yeah. So where are we?
and check us out. Alicia, say your goodbyes.
Where can they
and
find
where
Lovey's?
can
Is
they
there a
find us?
website? Is there a Facebook? Is there an Instagram?
They have good photos on their website.
All of those things.
Thanks to this guy, we have great photos on our website.
Ryan killed it.
Ryan,
Oh, I shot that. Remember?
Ryan, I mean, I don't know who was there, but it was one of them.
Eventually, you
This
got the
guy.
pictures.
No, you got the pictures before a year, so it's definitely me.
Boom. Roasted.
Boom. You could find us in historic Crawley Village, and we are nestled behind the bookstore, in front of the juice jar, next to the yoga studio. And our website is loveyscrawleyvillage.com, and you could find out all about us, learn about our stylist, our therapist, massage and facial estheticians, and anything else you want to know. And thank you so much for coming and hanging with us today, guys.
Anytime.
Yeah, this has been awesome.
High
Thank you
five.
guys for awesome haircuts.
High five.
Boom.
Group five.
Boom. Boom.
How can we group it?
I've got a microphone.
Can we just let's
Cue the music. Dance.
Cue the music
Dance.
now.
Dance.
Dance party. Dance party.
Holly dance. Holly knows how to dance.
Yeah, just cue the music. Just cue it. Cue the music now. Holly, cue the music.